everybody, it's Honest John again. Now, George W. Bush thought that the military could solve every problem. He invaded Afghanistan, and then, very shortly after that, Iraq. Our military was grievously overextended because of the poor planning and the idea that victory was going to come easy. Victory never comes easy when you invade a country. We are still in Afghanistan. We are still in Iraq all these years later. The Taliban controls as much of Afghanistan as the government that we support. And by the way, Al-Qaeda is about to make a comeback with Osama bin Laden's son as their new leader. The war in Iraq destabilized the Middle East and gave birth to the problems that we see there today, including ISIS. So now, even though we still have our military in Afghanistan, Iraq, and Syria, Donald Trump is threatening to invade North Korea and, out of the blue, Venezuela. Now, what is happening in Venezuela is terrible, and their president, Nicolas Maduro, is only interested in keeping power at the expense of the people. But he's not a threat to us. And exactly what sending in our troops would accomplish is not clear. Would we overthrow the Maduro government and put in someone else who would never be accepted, who would be looked on as a puppet from us? Or would we side with Maduro, which would be even worse? But Donald Trump loves dictators. Neither side in Venezuela loves the U.S., and our soldiers would become targets. Nothing would unite that country faster than us going in there, because they would all unite against us. If any troops should go to Venezuela, it should be from other South American countries. They are much more affected by the instability there, and they would be much better accepted. And then there's North Korea. Donald Trump likes to bluster and brag and all that, but there's no plan. And at a time when diplomacy is needed more than ever, the Trump administration has gutted the State Department. Rex Tillerson has no clue what he's doing. And Donald Trump has no idea either. The scenario there is just dreadful. If Donald Trump provokes a war with North Korea, hundreds of thousands, perhaps millions of people will die in South Korea, and the North too. And they won't just stick with North Korea, they'll send missiles at Japan. So our two allies, two most important allies in Asia, would be severely damaged. And any attempt by us to occupy the North, which we would have to do, would be met with fierce resistance. And even before that, it would be very bloody. There are a lot of Americans living in North Korea. And then there are our troops there. And in the initial stages of that war, our troops near the border between North and South Korea would be slaughtered. But Donald Trump doesn't care about the South Korean people, the Japanese people, or the American people. He's a sociopath. People are just objects for him, tools to be used. So the millions of people being put in harm's way because Donald Trump needs to win a pissing match against Kim Jong-un, a psychotic dictator. And frankly, there's not a dime's worth of difference between the two of them. Thanks for listening.